Hello, you know what time it is. Welcome to the climb to 1800. Today we are sitting on exactly 1500, and will we lose it or will we go up? That's the question. Now, full disclosure, I did just take a 20-minute nap because I stayed up until I think 2 a.m. because I was really tilting in bullet chess. So I'm probably not of the best mental state to be playing right now, but that's never an excuse. And we are getting a good old-fashioned scotch. And we're getting this line. But for some reason, people love to take. If I was a grandmaster, I could punish that move, but we all know that's not the case. So we're going to see what opponent does. Most common response by far has been for black to play queen f6, but this time they play something different. This time they play knight to f6, and I'm going to try to take very little time in the opening because that seems to be where I mess up all the time. I don't mess up in the opening. What I meant is that we use a ton of time in the opening. So I'm just going to develop, keep my pawn protected. I'm going to develop my knight before my bishop, even though that pin looks nice. That would really just give him a reason to play bishop e7. And why do that? I'm assuming he's going to still play it. Maybe he wants to break through on the center. That would be a pretty rambunctious move, if I do say so myself. No, he wants to develop this way instead. Makes sense. He's also stopping me from playing e5. Maybe I should have played e5 myself. In fact, I am very confident that I should have played e5 myself. I don't know why I didn't, to be honest. Why didn't I play e5? Sorry, okay, well, I should have played slower, I guess, because I think e5 was literally winning here. I mean, like, because he's gonna have to drop back to a really awkward square, and I get such easy development. So I think that was a big mistake of me to not play e5. But you know what? We're gonna live with it. We made the position. Now we're gonna sit here. In an ideal world, I could play here and still push e5, takes. But I don't think that we're in an ideal world. So I'm going to play bishop c4 instead. Does that open him up to anything? I don't think so. This isn't a fork, obviously. I'm just going to play it. And I'm just going to try to get castled as fast as I can, really. Okay, so he wants to trade the bishops. That would give him a stronger center. I see no reason to do that. Instead, we're going to pin. Just developing with tempo, or sorry, not with tempo, developing with kind of an idea for what we want each square to achieve. I want this to restrict the enemy knight. However, if they play h6, I still haven't actually decided if I'll take or not. I'm thinking no, and obviously that's the move. And, you know, I've been castling queenside a lot in my recent games, and I think I might have to do it again. If I castle queenside, I could just push e5. That looks really promising, doesn't it? That looks really promising. Here's what I'm thinking. If I castle queenside, I can push e5. Can't take because obviously that loses the queen. Castles. If they castle, I push. They're probably going to move the knight. And then e5 actually comes with tempo. No, sorry, I wouldn't play e5 there because that would drop the bishop with check. But after they move this, I would take here. Then I take here, and it looks like their position is falling apart a little bit. I could also play it safe, castle kingside. I could just bring the rook in on my own. And, you know, I don't like the fact that all these pawns would be staring at me. So, I think I've actually changed my mind. I think I'm going to castle kingside. Yeah, I talked myself out of it. Okay, so he castles. I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to play the plan that I thought I was going to play the entire time. And yeah, this looks like it could be juicy for me, but I'm sure that with best play, it's fully defendable. You know, I'm not going to take Because takes is exactly what he wants. He wants a strong bishop. If I play bishop h4 and he plays g5, I can slide out really easily. I still have my bishop, and his king side is entirely weak. I can push e5 there. That seems to break him, so definitely not going to take. And it's important to note that he cannot play this, winning a pawn, because I take the bishop first, of course. And then after the recapture, I can capture here. So that does not work. If this capture came with an attack on my queen, then it would work, but thankfully in chess, that type of thing doesn't just automatically happen. Okay, he plays that. Not fully sure what the idea there is. Wait a minute. If I add one more attacker on here, just thinking out loud right now, there's a lot of possibilities. I mean, I've been talking about e5 this entire time, and I think that the time has finally come, because where does he move his knight? I don't know, somewhere else, and then takes. Then he has to capture back, isolate his own pawn. Yeah, e5 has call on me, and I will rise to the occasion. And that will probably be followed up by bishop takes there and f4. Or no, sorry, bishop takes there and then capturing here to give him the isolated queen's pawn. And I guess I'm just going for like a longer drawn out endgame here. But since it's move 13 and I have a decent position, now I think I'm going to sit back and take my time a bit more in the moves. Because now is when blunders will occur. And he could definitely push d5 himself, which I didn't actually see. Does that work, actually? No, it doesn't. I can just capture. Then captures, captures, and I win a piece. Or, not a piece, but a pawn. I need to get better at evaluating, after like a long trade, who's actually up material. Because that's definitely a weak point of mine. I'd have to go through and like count the pieces, which is funny because I'm pretty decent at math myself, so if I do say so. So I'm not totally sure why I am seemingly incapable of counting pieces without literally going through and clicking on them each time. I mean, I can do it in short ones, obviously, but the second that it reaches like 3 trades on each side, my mind goes blank. And the opponent is spending some time himself. We're playing fresh start 007 or fresh start 007. I certainly hope it isn't the spy, because that would be intimidating. Such a dumb comment, I'm sorry. But yeah, we're gonna see. I'm expecting him to probably play this, or maybe even this, to stop the queen being in the line of sight of the rook. He could also bring it back over here. That looks fully reasonable. Okay, he does play that. Obviously, the bishop is hanging, so we got to be mindful of that. And, I mean, the obvious move is just to capture here. And I think that, in this case, the obvious move is also the only move. But, you know, we can always be more careful. But I don't think there's that much to think about. I guess I could play bishop g3 and kind of try to hammer in this pawn. But at that point, he can just capture, then captures. Doesn't actually have much of an attack. So I guess I capture here. And I'm assuming he's going to queen take. But I wouldn't be surprised if he took with the rook as well. I would be surprised if he didn't take it all, because that would be pretty crazy. Okay, so he does take with the rook. And like we thought, it looks like we're winning a pawn. But I need to be very careful of this knight moving with a discovery. But no, after all these complications, I'm fine. Takes with the discovery, I take with the queen first. So never mind on all of that. Here, and I should be preserving my pawn advantage. And if he isn't careful, his knight's pinned, so that's a consideration as well. And we will definitely take a second pawn if he lets us. I mean, considering that he doesn't play anything crazy. Okay, he takes, and our move is pretty much automatic, I think. We just check for blunders. I don't see any. Okay. And again, this does not work as an intermezzo. Attacking the queen, I guess, makes sense. But doesn't that also strengthen my attack on this? And I'm going to probably come in pretty soon. I could also play here to attack the pawn. Make him waste a tempo and then come back over here. But let me think about this actually. This is an important position. If I play here, he obviously can't move the knight. But if I play here, he's almost certainly going to defend here. I play here, and then I'm threatening nothing. No, I'm threatening to play this move. Ooh, this actually looks really good for me. Okay, so I'm going to play here. And it looks like I have a pretty strong attack on this knight. Yeah. He can play this now. And then if I waste a tempo playing rook d1, then he can get an a6, which would actually... Oh, no, that doesn't work because I have the fork here. Wow, it looks like he might have gotten himself into a little bit of a pickle by blocking the... by moving the knight in front of the queen while I have a rook on the file. And now a queen, and soon to be 2 rooks. Oh, I forgot he could just do that. That's kind of funny. Yeah, he can totally just do that. And by the way, I don't want to get back rank mated. Yeah, I mean, if I play this, I feel like he's going to try to back rank mate me. And do I think it's going to work? No, but it's still a bit scary. I mean, if I play this, then he that's a terrible move. I would never play that. Oh, wow. I thought I had something there, but I forgot he could just literally move the queen. Wow, that's a bit embarrassing. And I really don't want to allow him to get this in. Do I think it would be losing? No, but I don't think it looks that pleasant. I mean, I could play rook d1, but then he comes in with the check like I was talking about. And he kind of forces a few moves. I could bring my queen 1 square back, which would stop all of those ideas pretty much. But then he's just gonna move his knight, and then he might actually I can't even speak right now. I mean, I feel like it's a defensive move. Queen d2 might be the best option because I really do want another eye on the e1 square. It pains me to waste a tempo like this, but I think it's my only option. Yeah, that's not fun to play at all, though. Because he was definitely going to trade off this rook. Because, I mean, his entire issue was down the d file. And if he could have traded and then forced my queen back and then probably gone and then traded the queens too, it would basically be a completely equal endgame, even though I'm up a pawn. And I do need to remember that I'm up the pawn, because sometimes I forget that that advantages exist. I also need to remember that my king has no breathing room. So anytime that my rooks leave this row or this rank, I'm gonna get mated, and I can't forget that. Okay, so he moves his knight. I assume he wants to go there, but thankfully that doesn't work right now because I have this. Huh. What do I want to do? What else does he want? I don't see it. He definitely, I mean, I guess he could trade that, but I don't really see what good that does him, especially since I'm up a pawn. If my queen was there, I could take here as a tactic, but unfortunately that isn't the case. Are there any tactics I'm missing? I would like to get this rook onto the d file too, but maybe I'm piling up on it a bit too much. I also need to get some breathing room for my king, so I doubt that h3 would be too misguided. In fact, it looks pretty good if I'm being frank. My knight placement isn't the best right now. I mean, I guess I could play here, but then takes, and he gets the move I was talking about, which isn't actually that even that big of an issue, but the bigger issue is that it actually hangs a pawn. I mean, I can force this if my king had some breathing room and I had another rook on the file. I think I'm just going to play h3. I really don't want to have to worry about the back rank. And I think that that's just an improving move that you can kind of just make automatically almost. And, you know, it's actually a little bit crazy. Not too long ago, if I was paired against a 1547, I would have been like, oh my gosh, there is no chance I'm winning this game. But nowadays, I'm like, okay, bring it on. That was a bit cringy, I'm sorry. I regret saying that immediately. And I also realized that if I had this rook here and I put it back here, you know, traded everything, that would come with a check, so he actually wouldn't have this back rank. But we're going to see how opponent responds, because if he plays here, the move is pretty automatic. If he plays there, he's stopping that. You know, I mean, we're up a pawn. I can obviously not go there because that would hang the rook, but I could probably go here, try to win it. I would like my knight to get more active. I might want to bring my rook back a little bit. Obviously can't sack. Here takes. Don't have any checks, so that obviously doesn't work. And obviously, I would like to play here, but I think that my best move is probably just to do this. Now, his big idea in this position is probably to try to play b5 and b4, moving my knight and opening up the fork. But obviously, if he plays this, I can just play a3, and that's not going to work. So I don't think that's actually a threat. And if he plays this, I can also just literally take here, so never mind. Okay, I'm just going to move my rook. Don't see the harm in it. And I hate this position. Not because I think I'm worse, just because it's a bit dry. And if he ever moves this rook, by the way, he loses his queen. So he does have to be a little bit careful of that. But I doubt that he'll make that mistake. Because that would be pretty embarrassing. And I think I should probably shift my king over when I can to defend the e1 squares to kind of free up my queen a little bit. Because I would rather have it more active in the game. However, it's always going to be defending this as long as this knight can be kicked. And by the way, I just realized if he plays b5, I cannot play rook takes a6 because then he would have the idea I was talking about. Although, saying that again, now I actually can just move my knight because this fork would no longer exist. So, chess, you have to think in multiple different levels. And I mean, even though I do have a strong d file, like he kind of has the exact same thing on my e file. So I'm not even sure what I'm playing for right now. And obviously I'm not going to play this next move because then takes. He moves up here. Or he goes back. But I mean, I am up a pawn, so I'm not totally sure how clear it is about what I should be doing. Oh my god. You know, I play the Scotch game to avoid positions like this. But, you know, you have to deal with it. Oh my god, my voice. You guys didn't hear that crack. You have to play the position that you're dealt. That's the best you can do. And if you're dealt a position where you're up a pawn, I'd take that. By the way, if this rook was in front of this queen, then I would have this winning the queen, but obviously that doesn't work. I guess not obviously, but I could try to move this knight some. Okay, he shifts the king over. I guess he just really wanted a waiting move. I could play this with the idea of just improving my knights, but then I open up the fork, so obviously not going to do that. If I play this, takes. No. Humbug. You know, I think that I would like to go here, but then he gets this check, so never mind. Maybe I play f3, even though that weakens my g-pawn and that weakens my diagonal, so never mind. Never mind. My idea is to get my queen here somehow and then play this, but that would be thinking that my opponent is going to play the worst moves, which I can't think at this level. Just thinking about possible exchange sacks. Don't see any. I don't see anything wrong with kind of improving the position of my queen, going after this pawn instead, except for the fact that he can come in here. So maybe I play this to stop that idea. And I actually do like that move because it centralizes my king a bit, and I'm gonna play it just because my biggest issue is that I don't have enough defenders on the e1 square. Even though it does open up my king to some checks, maybe. I think that freeing up my queen is probably the more important goal. But I could be proven wrong. And he does not have the sack because obviously I take with the queen. This fork doesn't exist. Oh, it does exist, but that would be 2 pieces for... Oh, but that would be an equal exchange, except that I think I'm up material in the end there. No, it's just an equal exchange completely. So never mind. And actually, if he takes here, I take with here, fork, here, takes, and then I'm actually up? Never mind. I don't want to think about this. And by the way, entirely moot point, because if he plays this, I'm playing rook d8, so I don't know what I was talking about. And by the way, oh, okay, I just realized I said moot point. Like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got corrected in the comments. It's not moot point, it's mute point. I've been saying it wrong my entire life. And that, I was like, wow, because I say that pretty frequently. Like, not just in chess. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like, oh my god, I should say that every single day. But every few days, it might come up. I don't know. And it looks like we've found an opponent who takes pretty much as much time as we do, which I actually like. Okay, well, I mean, we pretty much have one move. So why waste time thinking about it? We know what we're going to play. Who are we kidding? Okay. And I could play this, then takes. Then you can give this check, actually, and win my queen, so never mind. Wow, that's actually crazy. Look, if I go here, then takes, check, deflecting my rook, picking up my queen. Wow, so that's an area where I could blunder right now, even in this stage of the game. Now, I think I will be a little bit tricky and play this move, because that's threatening this. Although not really, because wait, here takes, here, then does he have this check first? No, he doesn't. Okay, so I think I'm going to play this. Wait, I need to calculate this line very concretely. So here, if he plays here, obviously that doesn't work because I just take it and I'm up a rook. Here takes, here, check takes. his queen is lost. Except no, because he has this check now. So if I play anything else, it'll probably give me this check, actually, winning this pawn. Which is actually pretty darn annoying. Huh. I actually did not see that check originally, so that's actually another reason I should maybe play this. I guess he could just fully trade into an endgame in that position. Here, check, takes, then takes. And then I can defend my pawn. I'll just have a solid pawn advantage, it looks like, in that position. Can I stop this check from being so annoying? Yes. Yes, I could play rook here, which would stop that check pretty much entirely. I could also play this, but that hangs a pawn, so never mind. I could also move my king, but I already talked about liking having this on the open file. I mean, on the defensive e1. So, after much consideration, I think that my move will be this. With the idea of stopping this check. Am I blundering anything? I don't think so. I'm going to play it. Yeah, I think that was an important prophylaxis. That's a reward of the day move. Because this after this check, I mean, it looks like I'm not even. It looks like I might even be lost. Because that pawn would be devastating to lose, to say the least. Annoying thing about moving my rook back is it takes away any ideas of this pawn being of secretly capturing this, and then takes, but my queen would be there. But that would never happen anyway because he has enough defense. Okay. He wants blood, and he wants this pawn, and he's okay with that in either order. Something tells me that wasn't the right move for him. I don't know why. I could play this check, then takes check. Here, I come back with the pin, but he can trade queens. But in that endgame, I'm definitely better because he has doubled pawns and I have an extra pawn. I could also then I could play this. Wait a minute. I need to be careful. Here takes with check. He moves up. I come back, pinning this. Then check, or sorry, not check, but he moves here with the queen. Then I play c4. And he can't recapture with this. He has to capture with the queen. Oh, and he can capture with the queen. Because if I recapture, then his rook is fully defended. Wait, here takes, check, moves up. I move back. Here, yeah, you know what? I'm content playing for an equal endgame. Oh, wait a minute. Here, here, here. He can actually even play here. But then I still have a better endgame since I'm up a pawn. So let's just eliminate the annoyance of the position. I assume he's going to play this, but if he plays king up, that might be a pretty big mistake. Mamma mia! Okay, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from at all. I mean, I already calculated the move. It's got to be that, right? Here. And if he doesn't play this or this, I think I just win. But I just realized he can play this, not double his pawns. He's probably fine. But I still haven't. I mean, I still have the extra pawn in a rook endgame. But yeah, this is far from elementary, and he's up 5 minutes on the clock. So, very thankful I played early in the beginning. I mean, fast and quickly in the beginning, because now I don't have much time at all. And I just realized he can even just yeah. Um. What to do? How do I convert this? Because at this point, I think it is conversion. Okay. And I could just play this. Could also push this. And I kind of like pushing, except for the fact that it blunders a pawn. Can I deflect his queen at all? Unclear. Now I have a minute, so I probably have to play faster. Okay. I want to trade rooks. Because I'm up a pawn. Oh! Oh, that was a blunder. Trades, takes, and I'm no longer up a pawn. Never too late to lose your advantage in chess. Yeah, and he's definitely going to find it. Yeah, that was a very big mistake on my part. Very annoying. Oh my god. Okay, well, I mean, I'm just going to try to start pushing, honestly. You can give this check with the idea of forking me here, but at that point I can block with the queen. And it looks like even though he has the majority here, it looks like it's going to be easier to mobilize the pawns on the queen side. So I might have a tiny advantage. I'm not totally sure. His king is way safer than mine, which is probably going to be the biggest factor. And yeah, just rook e1 was a panic move in the purest sense, in the purest form. I have no reason to have played that move. And yeah, now he wants to push his pawns, but I mean, I'm just going to keep on pushing mine. And I don't know why I was focused on this, because that isn't even a legal queen move for him. Thankfully, he can't push this quite yet, so... I mean, I'm just going to try to mobilize. I say mobilize a lot. I don't know why. And it is going to be a bit annoying for him to have to waste a tempo to unpin this pawn. Unpin this pawn. Unpin this pawn. And I realize that my pawns are on the side where there is no king, which is going to make it much harder to defend the promotion square. So that's probably another thing I have working in my favor. But this game could go either way. I'm not going to pretend like I'm sure I'm going to win this, or for that matter, that I'm going to lose this either. It's probably pretty complicated. For moments like this, I wish that I studied my endgames course a little bit more. But what can you do? You can only do with what you have. He gives me a check. Doesn't matter where I move. I don't think it does too much. I don't like the alignment, but I'm just going to play it because I don't have much time. He can play here, force the queen trade. Oh no, I've blundered. No, what am I talking about? I would full on blunder a queen. Sometimes I have to say things. I don't even know. And I think that king e2 was probably better since it keeps an eye on the f2 pawn. I don't know why I even remotely said that. That's crazy. Okay, well. I'm going to push this. If he gives me this check, I'm just going to walk my king up. And the biggest issue right now is the clock, definitely. Okay? He does give me the check. I'm true to my word. Oh, I guess he could give me this check too. But I feel like every time he gives me a meaningless check, it just helps me gain tempo. I mean, gain time back, since it is 15 plus 10 after all. But yeah, I have no idea how to convert this, even though I... And by the way, what am I talking about convert this? How to not lose this, for that matter. Like, I'm definitely not winning this game right now. And he does give me this check. After I play this to see if anything else... Not particularly annoying. I mean, I'm just gonna try to run my king over here. This might even be a draw. I wouldn't be super surprised. And I'm trying to get out of the check, so if he gives that check, well, I mean, I probably have to play this. No, that would blunder a pawn. As I was saying, I probably have to play this to not blunder the pawn. And now I'm down to 38 seconds is the big issue. And I took way too long to find a move that didn't blunder the game immediately. Ridiculous. I might offer a draw in a minute just because I'm so low on time compared to my opponent who still has 4.5 minutes to think. Although, to be honest, since he's up so much on time, I doubt that he'd accept it. Or at least I'd be very surprised if he did. But you know what? I'm going to offer one. Mainly... Oh, he declined it. I think that was just an automatic reaction, though. I mean, I can play this. Then if he pushes, I can try to push. I'm going to try to do this. Try to work for this. Okay, I'm going to offer it again because I think that he automatically rejected it on accident. Nope. Definitely on purpose at that point. Okay, well, I'm going to walk my king over. Oh, and there I do blunder. Bro! Oh my god, that's insane. That's so annoying. Why did I walk my king there mindlessly? Mindless. I had to go here and then go there. Mindless. Absolutely mindless gameplay. And now I'm going to have to bend over backwards not to lose both of these. If I even can not lose both of these. Oh my god. And if I go here, he takes here with the... Wow, and I lose this game. From being up a pawn to down 2 pretty soon. I mean, I guess it's not fully over, but I mean, I have 20 seconds. He can just slide his king over. Totally chilling. However, I can consolidate pretty soon if I play this. Wow, so annoying. I blundered 2 pawns. Just completely gave them up. Nothing really to say about that. It's just sad. Okay, he gives that check. If I play this, here takes... Can I run over here? I'm not going to try it. I'm just going to spend some time, keep my time up. I don't want to tempt fate. Because he's actually closer to these pawns than I am to over here. And wow. He wanted to trade. Okay, I'm going to take it. I think that was a mistake. Was it actually? Was it? Wait, don't I have this now? Because then if take here, boom, 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 he queens 2. I can actually stop him. Here takes, and he starts to push this, but he's actually not fast enough. Yeah, I think that I win. I think he messed up. Well, I definitely go over here. And I'm gonna queen way before him. What am I talking about? I queen at the exact same time. And now I have all the time in the world to spare. I feel like I probably had a winning sequence there, but I didn't see it, so what can you do? And now it looks like I'm actually losing again. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Back to losing. I'm sure I flubbed something there. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I definitely have something better, but fortunately I don't have this. Now I can just attack his pawn over here. Yeah, I don't really see why I wouldn't. He can give me a few checks, but I don't think they're gonna do much. I mean, at some point I'm just gonna try to check him for forever, I guess. But this isn't looking too great. Okay, he gives me a check. Just gonna move, but not gonna give him that with tempo. Oh my god, he can force it. Why did I give him that? I'm not even thinking! I'm not even thinking! I'm not even thinking! I'm not even... Oh my god! What am I even playing? What am I even playing? Oh my god. I'm gonna make him checkmate me, but what the heck am I doing? Absolutely dreadful. So we stalemate, but not gonna happen. And I am not pleased. Not pleased at all. Of course he has his final this with check, by the way. If he didn't, maybe I'd have some stalemate. I don't even know why I'm playing. Obviously he isn't gonna blunder this. Okay. Well, he's making sure there's no stalemate, that's for sure. It's actually annoying me how long it's taking for him to calculate this. And yeah, that's mate. That's game. I hate myself after that game. I'm sure I was absolutely crushing him. Yeah, I mean, I was literally +4. Wait, I was here? I was +4? Yeah, oh, but then I gave it all back. It was this, wasn't it? What was it? Oh no, it was definitely A5. It was A5. Because then takes here. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Obviously, I step in. How do I miss a move like that? That's such an easy move to find. And I'm just fully lost this entire time. And then, yeah, then I fully blunder it. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, but back to the 1400s. Woo. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll get back to 1500, but not tonight.